guys. Welcome back to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. Today's episode is going to be fire, 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 fire. But if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that notification bell and subscribe so that you are notified. Well, hit the bell so you're notified every time we drop the episode, and subscribe to the channel. Show your girl some love. And if you are following me on audio platforms, if you're listening to me, go ahead and follow and share with a friend. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. So we're gonna get right into the episode. So today's episode is going to be about letting go of who you had to be to survive. So the grace to grow is what I like to say. We want to make sure that we are allowing ourselves grace, but also we're growing in the process. We want to make sure that the person who we used to be, okay, we no longer have to be. We're no longer going to live in survival mode. This episode focuses on giving yourself the permission to shed survival identities, old mindsets, and coping mechanisms that once protected you, but now prevent you from growth. So we want to get rid of all that stuff. We want to let all that stuff go because, as we talked about in the last episode, we want to heal from the inside out. We want to make sure that we're healing and not hiding. Let's get into a little bit about what you've done and the things you needed to survive. Let's think about that for a second. What have you done that you've needed to do to survive? You've done what you needed to survive. It's over. So we want to think about the things that we've done because we don't want to continue to do those things. We want to let those things go because it's time to grow. It's time to level up. We are halfway. Am I right? I'm bad at math, but we're halfway through the year, and some of us have found ourselves slipping. Some of us have found ourselves back into the same routine, back into the same habits that we had, that we said we were going to change when this new year came, and we're still doing the same things, right? Those old habits have kind of like creeped back up, and they're showing themselves again, and we're like, okay, all right, I got to reset. It's a new month, let's reset. Every month we're resetting, and it's like, okay, first of all, let's write down all of those habits that we know we said we were going to change at the beginning of the year. Let's make a list. Let's write them all down. What has resurfaced? What are we doing the same that we did in 2024 and the years before that? Like, cuz we always tend to revert back to some of those same habits, those same things that kept us from healing, those same things that kept us in hiding. We revert back. And so we're done just surviving. We're done reverting back. It's time for us to identify, call it out, take accountability, take action, and grow. Because we gotta heal. We gotta heal from the inside out. We can't keep dressing it up. We can't keep putting makeup on it. We have to deal with the issues at hand. And some of you have been living in survival mode so long that you don't know anything else. You've been forced to survive by your parents. You've been forced to survive in your marriage. You've been forced to survive to provide for your kids. It's like it's second nature to you. And you're going to get up and you're going to go get it. You're going to be independent. You're going to be hyper independent. Let's say that. You're going to be numb emotionally. You're going to avoid chaos. You're going to avoid dealing with it. You're going to avoid being in a low place because you feel like it's a bad thing. And you're like, that's just life. I just have to deal with it. That's just the cards I've been dealt. I got to deal with it. Always being a strong person. You never gonna let anybody see you sweat. You're that person. Believing you can't rest. Have you ever heard, I'm gonna rest when I'm dead? That could be you. You don't trust. You're not vulnerable. You don't have to be who you became when you were hurting. You don't have to be who you became when you were hurting. You don't have to continue to be that person. So the idea of doing what you have to do, or I got to do what I got to do, that all those things that we tell ourselves, nobody's coming to save me. Nobody's coming to save you. Jesus saves. He came to save you. He's going to save you. He got you, because at no point are you operating on your own. You can't do anything without him. That's what kills me when people say, oh, I'm doing all of this by myself. I don't have no help. Nobody's coming to save me. I gotta do what I gotta do. No, you have to do what he says do. And he gonna make sure that you have everything else that you need. And so I think when we train our minds to start to believe what God says instead of what we've been told, what we've been taught, what we have embedded in our brains, and when we stop operating in survival mode, then will he come through. Because when you're in survival mode, you're not even dependent on him. You dependent on yourself. And you running off of low energy and sometimes no energy because you're not resting. You're not asking for help. You're not telling anybody what's going on with you. And you're just surviving. And when you just survive, there's no way you can thrive. That's not being kingdom minded. When you're kingdom minded, you believe that you have access to everything. He's given us the blueprint. And I think when we truly start to believe that, that's when we unlock all the things. But when we stay in survival mode, we tell God that we don't need him. We tell God that I'm doing this by myself. You tell God that I got to do what I got to do because you ain't coming through. That's how I would take it. I don't know if that's how he takes it, but that's how I'm interpreting it, cuz it's kind of like a slap in the face. Because he's like, I came to give you life and I came to give it to you more abundantly. And you sitting over here saying, I got to do what I got to do. Nobody's coming to save me when I died on the cross for your sins. Make it make sense. I know when you say it out loud, it don't make sense, do it? So when you start to really, really dive into the Bible and you dive into the word, and I'm not telling you to be the most spiritual person in the world, but I am telling you that he promised and he made these promises because he knew that he could do it. He's the savior of the world. And if you don't believe that you don't always have to be in survival mode, then you're a fool. I'm gonna call you out because you a fool. Because there's not one time that I've went through anything that God didn't come through, and I knew it was him. Because couldn't nobody else help me? I couldn't do it myself, and nobody else couldn't help me. So who did it? And so when you tell me that you believe in God, but you also tell me that you are doing all of this on your own, and that you have no help, and that nobody's coming to save you, it kills me a little bit inside because it's like, do you really believe? Do you really, really believe? Do you really believe that he is who he says he is? And when you truly believe that, the joy of the Lord becomes your strength. The joy of the Lord becomes your everything, because you know that he's going to bring what you need, and you know you don't always have to be strong, because he's going to comfort you in those times that nobody else can comfort you. If you've ever been through a season of grief, you can resonate with this, because it doesn't matter what anybody says to you during that time. It's like you don't hear anything. Everything goes in one ear and out the other. You don't remember. You don't really care at that point, because everybody's saying usually the same thing, and none of that is helping. It's not helping. That's why when people grieve, what I say is, I'm praying for you, because that's really all you can do, because this is something that only God can help you heal from. And you can't tell people how to grieve. Like, you can't dictate how they act, how they think, what they think. And when we try to do that, it makes it worse. So when you're in a season of grief, that is the best time to just give it to God, because he's the only one that can comfort you. He's the only one that can give you that reassurance that everything is going to be okay. And when we learn to really, really hone in and listen and develop a relationship with God, I think things become so much more clear. And I think you have to get still in order to do that. And I'm not a pastor, I'm not a minister by any means, but I know that when I get still, that's when I hear him clear. When I get in my quiet time, when I get by myself, when I get in the word and I just meditate on it and I process it, I hear him so much more clearly. Who did you become to protect yourself? We have people out here who've become drug addicts. They become the fixer. They feel like, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. Or you might have become the perfectionist. You feel like everything has to be perfect. The peacemaker. Okay? I'm going to make peace. They're arguing, I'm going to go try to make peace. The family's in an uproar, I'm going to try to make peace by bringing everybody together. The overachiever. I'm guilty of all these things. When I started meditating on the word, and God started downloading these things to me, I'm like, man, I'm guilty of all the things on this list. So I've been living in survival mode for a long time. And I think I got out of survival mode, I'm going to say it's been about 10 years now, but I'm 37. So I was in survival mode for a long time and didn't even realize it. And sometimes we don't realize we're in survival mode. But again, when you're surviving, you're not thriving. When you're just surviving, you're not really believing. Overachiever. If you are an overachiever, that's a sign. Who did you become that no longer serves you? Who did you become in this process of just surviving that no longer serves you? It brings you no benefit to try to be perfect. It brings you no benefit to try to fix everything. It brings you no benefit to try to make peace in every situation. Some of it don't even have nothing to do with you. Trying to get all these degrees, all these accolades. Who did you become? That doesn't serve you anymore. Some of us aren't even using the degrees that we got, or the things we're trying to constantly do. It no longer serves us. I'm going to give this example. I was on TikTok yesterday, and there was a lady. She was on there and she said, I'm in school for my master's. I'm a single mom of two. I'm just trying to figure life out. She said, I went to school and now I'm working on my homework, but then it just came to me, why am I doing this? Because I haven't even used my first degree. I can't even find a job with that degree. But here I am in school getting a second degree. She's like, why? But I'm about to graduate, so I'm going to go ahead and finish. But she's like, I still ask myself why. Because now I'm in more debt. I can't find a job with the first degree, and I'm getting a second one. And I got two kids that I have to provide for. And now I'm in more debt. So sometimes we're trying to operate so much on our own that it's not helping us, it's harming us. But I think we do that because we're trying to prove something. We're trying to prove something. I don't know who we're trying to prove it to because it's definitely not God. It has to be the world because we're like, man, I'm going to prove that I can get this done. I'm going to prove that I got this. Like sometimes we just don't have it. And when I don't have it, I got to go to the throne because that's the only person that can bring me that peace, that can bring me that joy, that can bring me that clarity. Like some things your best friend can't answer, some things your mom can't answer, some things God can't answer. I mean, not God. Some things your dad can't answer. Like there's just sometimes that you have to go to the throne and you have to go to God and you have to say, look, I don't know. I can't fix it. You know why? Because that's his job. That's his job, and he's waiting for us to ask for that help. Now, I mentioned this briefly in the beginning. I want to talk about the grace to grow, letting go gently, because this is not something that we can just do. It sounds easy, but it's not something that we can just do automatically. You don't have to hate the old version of you because she protected you. She kept you protected. Honor her, but also release her. Release her. Because your past and what you've been through is who and what makes you who you are. So, I'm not telling you to completely just be like, I don't want to talk about the past. I don't want to, but just honor the past. Thank God for the past, but release it to him. Release it to him. You are allowed to evolve without shame. Don't feel guilty for evolving. Don't feel guilty for wanting to be in a different place in your life, for wanting to have certain things in your life because God wants you to have it. So don't let anybody make you feel guilty for evolving. Don't make anybody make you feel guilty for depending on God and for believing God. Don't let anybody make you feel guilty for that. Growing is messy. It's messy, but it's sacred. It's something that you should hold so near and dear to your heart that you don't let anything or anyone interfere with it. It's sacred. It should be something that's personal to you. Now, let's talk about the tools that you need to embrace this because you're going to need tools in order to survive. You're going to need tools in order to let go. Okay? I'm safe now. I'm allowed to thrive. Tell yourself things like this. Tell yourself I'm in a safe space because I'm in the arms of the Father and I'm allowed to thrive. Get into community. Get into a space where you feel like I can share with my brothers, I can share with my sisters, and nobody's gonna judge me. They're gonna be there for me, they're gonna support me. Support. Support is key. Okay. Now, letting go. Okay. I'm just, this is something that I'm currently dealing with. So if I pause, that's why. So letting go is a process. It's not something that you are going to be able to do in a day. It's not something that you're going to be able to do in a week, but it's something that is definitely needed. Okay? It is needed. It is needed in order to be successful, in order to become the version of you that you want to become. You're looking around at everybody else's success. You're looking around at everybody else's tribe, their community, but you have yet to build community because you're hurt and because you've been in survival mode. You've been in protector mode. Like, I'm guarding myself, I'm guarding my heart. You're saying, I don't have any friends, I don't have any family, I don't have any support. But there's people out here who are willing to support you. They're willing to be there for you. They're willing to hold you accountable for your goals. And that is what I mean by getting involved in community, for building that tribe around you. And sometimes it's people that you don't know that are waiting to support you. And so you have to put yourself out there in order for you to start to heal and grow through this process. Give yourself the grace to grow. Be gentle with yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. And most importantly, go to God with everything. Seek Him first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. That is real. That's a real thing. Put nothing before going to Him. Nothing should come before Him. I'm telling you, when you go to Him, everything's going to start to align. When you begin to do the inner work, it's going to show from within. It's gonna, the outside light is gonna shine really, really bright. People know a healed person when they see them. Don't let small things trigger you. Find out what your triggers are. Okay, find out what they are, and most of you know what they are. Write them down and say, I'm not going back. Thank you for all the things that I've been through. I grateful for all the things that I've been through, because it built the person that I am now. But I am ready to be healed. And when we can say that, God hears us. He hears our heart. He hears our cry, and He's gonna help us. And He's gonna push us through this process. He's gonna walk with us through this process. And when we learn to be that vulnerable, we benefit from it. You're the only one that's going to benefit from being vulnerable. Nobody else is going to benefit from your vulnerability. Okay? You're the only person. And it's going to help you heal, it's going to help you grow. So give yourself the grace to grow, and let go of who you had to be to survive. You don't have to be that person. There's people out here like me. There's people out here that I associate myself with, like therapists and mental health advocates. We're all here to support. There's other women out here that are here to support. We're rooting each other's on. We're rooting each other. We're rooting for each other. And I show up on my platform not only for you guys, and I've said this several times, I show up for me as well, because you guys support me. You validate what I'm doing, and I love that. I love that for me, because this is hard for me. This is not easy for me, because I stumble over my words. I get my thoughts mixed up sometimes. Does that mean that I'm still not delivering a word, that you're still not getting anything out of this episode? No, absolutely not. It doesn't. But you guys validated that for me, because you told me, like, I love your episodes. You comment, you send me messages. So it validates that. I think that I know that I'm imperfect. And I think sometimes, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But then God comes right back and He sends that sign through you guys. You say, I'm loving the episodes. I love listening to your podcast. Or you say, oh, we didn't get an episode. Where's the episode? Or I went on your page, but I didn't see anything. So that is validation for me. And that's nobody but God saying, you're on the right track. Keep going. You're going to get better. You're going to push through. But I'm imperfect, and I'm showing up imperfect. I don't always look the part. I don't always have my makeup done. I don't always have my hair done, but I still show up. And that's how it has to be in order for you to heal, because there is something that I'm putting out in these episodes that I'm dealing with, that I know other people are dealing with, that needs to be heard, so that you're not the only person dealing with it, because life is going to beat us up. Life is going to toss us around. But when we stick to the basics, when we go back to the blueprint, when we go back to God's word, and we stand on the word, and we study the word, and we try our best, because we're not perfect. We try our best to live by the word. That's when things are going to start to come to fruition in your life. And that's when you're going to unlock a level of success that you've never had before. But you got to get out of survival mode. You have to get out of survival mode. You have to stop saying, I don't have anybody to depend on. I I don't have anybody to lean on. I have nobody to talk to. You have to stop saying that because there's a group of women out here and we don't know you, but we support you. Let's get to know each other. Comment below, interact with me in the comments. Let me know. Message me privately. I don't care. I will message you back. I'm not like that. So, I want you to know that I'm here. If nobody else is there, I'm here. I don't know where some of you guys are listening from. Some of you guys I know, some of you guys I don't know. But just know that you have someone here to support because there's many times that we try to figure stuff out when all we had to do was phone a friend and they may say, "Hey, I got that," or "Hey, I know XYZ," or "Oh, I can help you with." Being healed is asking for help. Being healed is delegating tasks. I saw something yesterday that was so amazing to me, and I really wish that people could get back to experiencing this real friendship, real relationships. Is there is a guy, he said his friend called him, said, "Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm so sick. I can't even get out of bed. They don't have any family in this city." He got in his car, he went to the store, he got all the things that he thought would make this person feel better. He got medicine, he got whatever. He gets there, this person is literally needs to go to the hospital. And he's like, "Oh my God, I didn't realize like you said you were sick, but dang, let's go. We gotta go to the hospital." Takes him to the hospital. They get admitted to the hospital. He goes back to their place, cleans the whole, he puts on a mask, gloves, cleans the whole place, wash clothes, cook, put everything so that it would be ready for when they came home. And to me, that is true community and true friendship. And we're all wanting that. I think as women and as men, we're all looking for that community because not everybody has family that supportive, and God will build a family outside of your family. He has kingdom children and kingdom people out here waiting to be that family, to be that relationship that you need. And so I just love that because you really don't see that. Like he literally went there and just did what needed to be done. Because that person never asked him for help, but they were vulnerable enough to say, like, "Hey, I'm not feeling good." They didn't know he was coming. But be willing to share what's going on with you because you never know who's out there that's willing to help you or that can help you or just wants to support you. They may want to sew into you. You just never know. And so it's just good to just let people know what you have going on, what's going on with you, so that they can be there to support. But make sure that, the vibe feels right. Okay. Make sure the vibe feels right. Because I'm not telling you just to put all your business out there. I get it. But find somebody or some type of community that you can be a part of. And that is why I'm launching what I'm launching. And I hope you guys, do get involved in that community because I do want to have community with you guys. And I know that there's other people out there like me who are looking for community. And I'm in a space where I can build community. So I want to have a place for you guys to come. I'm going to be hosting it at my studio. I'm going to be hosting online as well if you're not in town. So I want you guys to be able to be a part of that community so that you don't have to just survive. I want you to thrive. I want to cheer you on. I want to root you on. I love giving other women compliments. I love saying, like, "Oh, she's doing her thing. Oh, yeah, she's her." Like, I want everybody to succeed. But you have to want it for yourself as well. And you have to take action to get involved so that you can build that community and you can build friendships that are genuine and you can be a part of genuine things because I'm not going to say everybody's family is not genuine. Like there's some people's family that's like they probably don't even want to talk to them because of the things that they've been through. And I get that, but I want you to know that there's some healthy and there's some whole people out here who have done the work and that are willing to support you on your journey. Okay? Let's end with this. Write a letter to the old you and thank her. Thank her. Thank her for the woman you are becoming. Thank her for the woman you are. And I always say this, stand on business about you. Stand on business about you because God stands on business about you. But you also have to stand on business about yourself and you have to be willing to be vulnerable and let people in that can help you and that can support you. And also know that it's okay to be still and it's okay to rest. You don't always have to be on go. I am no longer surviving, I'm healing. I am growing, I am becoming the best version of me. Okay? I love you guys. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. And I love you, love you, love you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you are listening on audio platforms, don't forget to follow. And also comment, comment, share, share, share. Leave me a review. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.